18 signs he's emotionally unavailable. Are you anxious whether the guy you're talking to might be emotionally unavailable? You can tell that something is off, but you cannot quite figure out the exact meaning of his coldness. He is a great person and treats you well, but when it comes to real issues, he gets closed. Chances are he might be emotionally unavailable and not ready for a relationship just yet. Let's talk about the 18 signs that indicate he's emotionally unavailable. Number 1. He avoids discussing his feelings and emotional issues. This one is a big red flag. If your guy is always shutting down or changing the subject when you try and talk about your feelings, it's a sign that he's not emotionally available. He might not be prepared or willing to share his vulnerabilities with you. It is vital to keep in mind that successful relationships require open and honest communication. Thus, it will be challenging to forge a solid bond if he's not prepared to discuss his feelings. A person may not be emotionally open if they avoid talking about their emotions. This could imply that they are not prepared or willing to be vulnerable and transparent with their spouse. It can be challenging to develop a deep emotional connection with someone if they're unwilling to talk about their feelings. Emotional closeness and trust are created through open and honest conversation. Remember that everyone has emotional baggage and may not be ready to talk about their feelings. It might be a warning that your spouse is not emotionally accessible for a healthy relationship. That is, if it develops into a pattern and they routinely avoid talking about their feelings. To ensure a healthy relationship, both partners must be able to share their wants and needs with one another freely and honestly. Number 2, he doesn't share personal information about himself. Your man may not be emotionally open if he's constantly on the guard and withholds information about himself. He could be keeping something from you, or he simply might not be ready to be vulnerable and open with you. Keeping in mind that trust and the closeness are developed via exchanges of personal information, it will be challenging to forge a solid connection with him if he's unwilling to do so. Number 3, he doesn't make himself available for emotional support or intimacy. You can tell he is not emotionally accessible if he's too busy to give any time to you. He could not be ready to commit to you just yet, or he might be interested in other things or people. If he's unwilling to make himself available, it will be challenging to create a deep connection and provide the emotional support and intimacy necessary for a good relationship. Number 4, he is not willing to commit. He is not emotionally accessible if he shows little interest in pursuing a meaningful relationship with you. It is possible that he's worried about getting hurt, or maybe he's just not ready to make a long-term commitment. A successful relationship requires commitment. Thus, if he's not prepared to commit, it will be hard to create a deep connection. Number 5, he's easily angered or dismissive when you try to discuss your feelings. It indicates that your partner is not emotionally open if he becomes easily irritated or dismissive when you talk about your feelings. He may be insecure or not ready to communicate his feelings. Since successful relationships require open and honest communication, it will be challenging to forge a solid bond with someone who is not open to discussing his feelings. Number 6, he's always busy and doesn't make time for you. A clue that your partner is not emotionally accessible to you is if he's constantly preoccupied with his job, his friends, or other commitments, and he never finds time for you. It is possible that he does not prioritize your connection, or that he uses his busy schedule as an excuse to avoid seeing you. It is not a positive relationship indicator if he's not trying to spend time with you. Number 7, he doesn't show vulnerability or express vulnerability. It's a red flag that your boyfriend is not emotionally available if he never discusses his emotions or challenges. Being open and vulnerable might be intimidating, but doing so is essential to developing closeness and trust in a partnership. He will not be able to open up and connect with you emotionally if he's unwilling to be vulnerable. Number 8, he's not open to feedback or constructive criticism. Becoming defensive or withdrawing when you've given him feedback or criticism is a significant sign of emotional closeness. Openness to commitments and criticisms help you grow in a relationship. It's doubtful that he is willing to work through any difficulties in the relationship if he's not prepared to listen to your opinions and take them into account. He rarely listens to you if he cannot do any of these things. Number 9, he's not willing to compromise or work through relationship issues. He is not emotionally accessible if he consistently refuses to make concessions or work through marital problems. When it comes to maintaining a good connection, all parties involved need to be prepared to compromise and find solutions to conflicts. It is doubtful that the relationship will last if he's not ready to put the effort in necessary to make it work. Number 10, he's not affectionate or physically demonstrative. He may not be emotionally accessible if he's not affectionate or displays no physical affection. Physical touch and affection are essential parts of any relationship because they help create closeness and an emotional connection. He may not be emotionally totally committed to the relationship if he's unwilling to express physical affection. Number 11, he has a history of unstable relationships. Having short and many relationships is a telltale sign of a commitment phobia, one of the primary reasons for emotional unavailability. He may not commit to or build healthy relationships. If he has a history of unstable relationships, it may be a sign that he is not ready for a serious and committed relationship. It's crucial to keep in mind that previous contact can be a predictor for future behavior. Consistent, unstable relationships, or just flings, might be a point of concern. Number 12, he's not reliable and often cancels plans at the last moment. Frequently canceling arrangements and plans at the last minute is a big no-go for an emotionally available man. This conduct may indicate that you are not committed to the relationship or do not care about how the other person is feeling. Being dependable and carrying out plans are crucial components of a happy relationship. So if he's unwilling to put in the effort, it can indicate that he is not prepared for a serious and committed relationship. Number 13, he has a tendency to blame others for his problems. I think we have already established that blaming others for your problems is a sign of weak men and being emotionally immature. Real men own up to their problems and are emotionally mature. Being emotionally mature means owning your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. If he is unwilling to accept responsibility for his own issues, he will be unable to connect to you emotionally. Number 14, he is uninterested in your life and doesn't ask about your day. If a guy genuinely likes you and wants you in the future, they should ask about your life or daily routine. Taking an interest in your partner's life and being there for them is an essential part of a healthy relationship. It's doubtful that he'll be able to really connect with you on an emotional level if he's not prepared to put in the effort to get to know you and show interest in what's going on in your life. Number 15, he doesn't make an effort to stay in touch when you're apart. If your partner is not trying to communicate with you when you are away, he cannot be emotionally open. Any relationship needs communication and connection to be strong, but it's more crucial while you're away. And if he's not prepared to make an effort to keep in touch with you, it's quite probable that he'll be emotionally committed to the same degree in the relationship. Number 16, he doesn't make an effort to plan dates or special occasions. He may not want to be emotionally committed if he doesn't make an attempt to organize dates or special events. Planning unique dates demonstrates that someone wants to make the relationship memorable and make you feel special. It's essential to keep in mind that good relationships include work on the part of both parties. If he's unwilling to put in the effort, it's improbable that the relationship will last over the long term. Number 17, he doesn't express remorse or apologize when he hurts your feelings. If your partner hurts your feelings and does not apologize or show regret, he might not be emotionally open. Being emotionally mature includes accepting responsibility for your actions and apologizing when you hurt someone. Your boyfriend will not be able to emotionally connect with you totally if he would not accept responsibility for his acts and apologize. Suppose your boyfriend is unwilling to take responsibility for his behavior and apologize when appropriate. In that case, it's not a good omen for the relationship's future, because successful relationships must be able to do both. Number 18, he avoids discussions about feelings or emotional issues. If your man is unwilling to work on personal development, it's a symptom that he's not emotionally open. Personal growth and development are important because they help you improve, learn more about yourself, and be a better partner. Suppose a person is unwilling to work on themselves and their own problems. In that case, it may be difficult to emotionally open and helpful in a relationship with another person. If your man is unwilling to work on himself, he will be unable to emotionally connect with you. It is crucial to remember that good partners require two people who support one another while continuously improving themselves to be the greatest version of themselves. It could be challenging to have a happy and meaningful relationship with your boyfriend if he's unwilling to do it. These signs can help you identify whether a man is emotionally unavailable and you won't be able to continue a relationship in the long run. Don't worry, you both can fix this through active communication and talking about your feelings. Do like and subscribe if you want more help in dating. Bye!